I step into the party, heart racing, excitement tangled with nerves. Tonight should have been perfect. My friends, the music, the lights, every detail stitched into memory. Hey, you made it, someone shouts. I smile, nod, force my way into the circle. I laugh at their jokes. I pretend I belong. I see the photographer moving through the crowd, camera flashing, catching every laugh, every hug. I angle myself toward him. I want to be in the memory. I deserve to be in the memory. Later I scroll through the photos. My chest drops. None of me. Not a single group shot. Friends clinking glasses, arms around each other, smiling wide, glowing, but I'm not there. I blink. Maybe it sup's a mistake. I scroll again. Nothing. I try to shrug it off. Maybe I blinked. Maybe I stood behind someone. But deep down, I know. He left me out. Deliberately. I think back to the night in fragments. Laughter that stopped when I approached. Whispers behind cupped hands. Eyes flicking away when I looked. And him, the photographer, smiling at everyone else. But never at me. Why didn't you include me in this one? I ask him, voice tight, forcing calm. He shrugs. Oh, I guess you were, behind the others? I feel the lie like ice in my veins. I wander the rest of the night like a ghost. I toast, I smile, I laugh, but it doesn't reach me. I'm a shadow. Invisible. By the time I get home, I can't eat. My stomach twists. Betrayal burns, sour, and raw. I stare at the ceiling, replaying every look, every laugh that wasn't mine. I remember the whispered joke about me. She thinks she's funny. The way their eyes darted to see if I noticed. I did notice. And it stings worse than anything I felt. I roll over, stare at my phone, at the empty frame where my joy should have been captured. A quiet rage curls in my chest. A vow forms, sharp and certain. I will not be forgotten. Not tonight. Not ever. I close my eyes, gripping the edge of the bed, heart pounding, fingers trembling. Tomorrow the story changes. And they shall see me. Days pass. Slow, heavy, like I sat in waiting through fog. I keep scrolling through those photos. Again and again. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's glowing. Everyone's except me. Even my closest friends. Even her, my best friend. She probably just didn't notice, she says. Not notice? I laugh. Bitter. Hollow. Not notice? He, everyone captured every damn smile except mine. I hear her pause. I stum sorry. Sorry doesn't cut it. Sorry feels like a pat on the head. A reminder that I'm still invisible. I curl up on the couch, staring at the ceiling. My stomach twists, rage simmers beneath the numbness. I keep replaying the night in fragments. That laugh. The way they looked at each other when I walked in. The whispering. The half smiles that never reached me. I feel my best friend Steve's hand on mine. You step or overthinking. It steps just a party. I pull away. No. It steps not just a party. It steps everything. It steps every memory. Every stupid perfect moment I should steps been part of. And I was instead. And they all chose me out. She hesitates, searching my face. But I've gone somewhere else already. I grab a notebook. Blank pages stare back at me. I scribble. Angry lines. Names. Faces. Moments. Every slight. Every glance. Every snicker I remembered. I sketch plans. Nothing fully formed. Just sparks. The photographer. He had the power that night. The power to shape memories. To make the world see them and ignore me. I imagine confronting him. Demanding answers. Making him pay. Then I imagine taking that power for myself. I draw lines from him to my friends, from my anger to my revenge, each line sharp, purposeful, each scribble a promise. What are you doing? My best friend asks, peeking over my shoulder. Thinking, I say, my voice low, controlled, planning. She frowns. You sup letting this eat you up. I sup and not letting it eat me, I snap. I sup and letting it fuel me. I lean back, notebook on my lap. Finger tracing a photo I tore from a magazine, a model's face. I wonder if I could bend moments like that. Make people look, make them notice me, make them regret ignoring me. The ache of invisibility has softened, replaced by a quiet fire. I feel it in my chest. Steady, cold, unyielding. If no one notices me now, I will make them notice me later. I close my eyes, visualize the night replayed, but this time me at the center, smiles aimed at me. Cameras clicking for me, the world remembering me. Not forgotten, not dismissed, not invisible. The fire grows, quiet, patient, dangerous. And for the first time in days, I feel like I can breathe again. Because I have a plan. Because I will be seen. Because this story is instead over, I start digging. A few clicks. Social media profiles, freelance websites, old client reviews. He's good, not great, not the superstar I imagined. Just steady, struggling. Some nights with no bookings, some weeks with barely enough to cover rent. I smile. This is my leverage. I call him. Hey, saw your portfolio online. Amazing work. Thanks, he says. Cautious. Are you a client? Maybe I say, light, casual, thinking about a personal project, something intimate. Your style would be perfect. There's Seps a pause. Yeah, we could talk details. I lean back, pretending to mull it over. Let Steps meet coffee? When we sit across from each other, I study him, the way he fidgets with the camera strap, the way he laughs, but it doesn't reach his eyes. He's hungry, hungry for approval, hungry for opportunity. I love how you capture emotion, I tell him. Not everyone can do that. Most photographers, they miss it. He flushes. Thanks. Most clients just want poses, smiles, generic stuff. I nod, leaning in. I know that's why I want you to create something real. He smiles, and it's the first crack in his armor. He wants this. He wants to believe in me. Over the next few meetings, I sup careful. Compliments. Subtle flattery. You really see people. I admire that. I ask about his struggles. He talks, hesitates, then spills frustration like it's a confession. No one sticks around, he says. Voice low. Clients come and go. I try to make magic, but most don't even notice. I nod. Slowly, I notice. I see it. You stir good, better than most. He relaxes. Vulnerable. Trusting. I let him think this is connection, that this is purely professional. Meanwhile, I sum calculating. How much? How far can I push this? Look, I say one afternoon, sliding a check across the table. I want you on my project. Exclusive. I still make it worth your while. Full control, no questions asked, just you and me, making memories. He looks at the check, hesitates. Eyes dart to mine. This is a lot. Yes, I say. It is. But it seps your talent, your chance to shine. Think of it as investment in your future. Fear, excitement, desire. They mix in his eyes. You really trust me? He asks. Voice almost whisper. I do, I say. But trust has a price. Don't forget that. A thrill surges through me. Dangerous, exhilarating. The power is intoxicating. He nods slowly. Okay. I stum in. I smile. Calm, controlled. But inside, adrenaline crackles. He doesn't know it yet. Not fully. Not the way I know. The bond is fragile, but it's mine. Crafted with care. A perfect mix of need and manipulation. I watch him pack up his camera. The excitement in his steps. The cautious optimism. He thinks this is just a big client. He doesn't realize he's been bought. And I let him think it's his idea. That he chose this path willingly. It's a delicate dance. One wrong move and it shatters. But so far he's perfect, vulnerable, trusting. Later alone, I trace my finger over the notebook where I planned everything. Lines, arrows, little notes, every detail accounted for, every weakness exploited. I feel the rush, the thrill of control, the quiet, dark satisfaction of power shifting in my favor. No one notices me now, but they will. And soon everything they ignored, everything they laughed at, will belong to me. I close the notebook. The fire in my chest burns hotter now. I've bought loyalty. Not with threats, not with force. With subtlety, with precision. With money. And with the knowledge that he doesn't even know what he's truly worth to me yet. This is just the beginning. The first move in a game they'll never see coming. And I can stop smiling. Because for the first time, I feel untouchable. Because now, I have the key. The key to be seen. The key to be remembered. The key to revenge. I start small. A comment here. A photo hint there. Can't wait to show you what I've been working on, I say casually, dropping it into conversation. Oh? Another shoot? Someone asks. A shrug. Disinterest. I smile. Nothing changes. Not yet. But a seed is planted. Later at lunch, I mention it again. Its steps going to be different, special, you said us see. Different how? My friend asks, leaning in. Just different, I say, letting my tone linger, teasing, knowing. I watch their eyes flicker. A little doubt. That sip's all I need. Whispers start. I see it in the subtle glances, the tentative questions. Did you hear about her project? I hear them mention me behind my back, and I don't flinch. I lean in closer, pushing just enough. I accept working with someone amazing this time, someone who really sees me, and my vision. Wow, I didn't know you were doing that, another friend says, uneasy. I let them stew in it, the half-truth, the mystery, the unknown. Every little reaction, I catalog in my mind, who cares, who ignores, who pretends they don't. And the photographer, he's there, quietly capturing moments I direct. Not just photos, but attention, subtle, precise. He snaps the right shots at the right time, feeding the whispers I plant. You two make a good team, someone says, almost grudgingly. I smile, casual, we do. I finally found someone who gets it. The mask cracks. I see it, small fissures of recognition. Friends who brushed me off start leaning in, asking questions, wanting scraps of my attention. I let them scramble, let them wonder, let them chase shadows. Do you think she'll share more? One whispers behind a hand. I don't know, but it must be big if she's being this secretive, another says. I hear every word. I savor it. Every ripple I create is mine. Every tense pause, every glance, every raised eyebrow. It's all a reaction to my quiet orchestration. And inside, my chest tightens with power. Sweet, slow-burning power. I catch my reflection in a window one afternoon. Calm, collected, dangerous. They don't see me now, but soon they'll see me in a way that can't be ignored. I let the photographer take the lead on some shots, pretending I'm not directing. Let him do the heavy lifting of making the project look effortless. He thinks he's helping me, not realizing he's helping me build their curiosity, their unease. I whisper hints on social media, a blurred image, a cryptic caption, a shadow of movement in a video. Comments roll in. What is she doing? Who is that with her? Exactly what I wanted. Later, one of my friends confronts me, unable to contain it. Seriously, what's going on? You're acting different, they say. I shrug, mild amusement playing on my lips. Maybe I am. Maybe I finally stopped being invisible. They stiffen. Invisible? You said always been. I cut them off with a small, sharp laugh. No, not anymore. And I feel it, the shift, the first wave of power. The thrill of watching their attention bend to me, of seeing the cracks form in their carefully maintained facades. The whispers grow, the curiosity spreads. I feed it in tiny doses, enough to make them wonder, enough to make them seek me out. I lean back, letting it all unfold like a game only I know the rules to. Every glance, every question, every subtle glance of jealousy, they're all part of the mosaic I'm creating. And it sups intoxicating. I savor it. Because soon the invisible will be unforgettable. And they one step know what hit them. I spin patient. Too patient. Now it's such time. The photographer and I set the trap. Not obvious. Subtle, natural, perfectly timed. I tell him, just follow, capture everything, don't interfere, let it unfold. He nods, silent, eager, hungry to please. The day arrives. I see her, my friend, smiling, laughing, unaware, careless. Did you hear what she said? Someone whispers behind her back. She laughs, mocking, cruel. The words sting, even from a distance. I let the camera roll, every gesture, every smirk, every eye roll directed at me when she thinks no one is watching. Can you believe she actually thought she mattered? She says. A sharp laugh escapes her, like nails on a chalkboard. I feel my stomach twist, rage, satisfaction, adrenaline, intertwined. I step out of the shadows. Calm, collected. Really? I say, voice low but carrying. She freezes, turns what how. I hold up my phone. A simple tap. The video plays. Her words. Her laughter. Her mockery. In high definition. Do you remember this? I ask. Her eyes widen. Panic flickers. I make flickers. It is, I cut her off. You thought no one saw. You thought no one remembered. You thought I was invisible. But here I am. She stumbles back, searching faces around her. Some of our mutual friends are watching, confused. Some are shifting uncomfortably. Why would you, she sputters. I step closer. Because actions have consequences. Because exclusion has a price. And because you finally get to see what it feels like to be exposed. Her mask cracks. Fractures show. Anger. Embarrassment. Desperation. I was joking, she says, voice trembling. I didn't mean. I shake my head. Jokes? Mockery? Behind my back? That sep's what you call harmless? That sep's what you call funny. She swallows hard, looks away. Too late. Everyone saw, everyone knows. I feel a flicker of power. Sharp, intoxicating. The satisfaction is almost physical. But its steps brief. Because deep down, I know, this is only the beginning. One exposed friend is like a pebble in a pond. Ripples are forming. Some will surge, some will crash. I glance at the photographer. He catches my eye. Smiles. Subtle. He knows. We've orchestrated the first wave. Why are you smiling? She snaps at him. He shrugs. Innocent. I just captured what was there. Her jaw tightens. She glares at me. You said insane. Insane? I echo. No. I said invisible. I said remembered. I said not invisible anymore. And you said the first to learn that lesson. I feel my heart racing. A mix of dread and exhilaration. This confrontation is thrilling. Dangerous. Necessary. I didn't think. She starts again, stumbling over words. Didn't set to think I set to notice. Didn't set to think anyone would notice. I step closer. Guess what? I noticed I saw, and now everyone else has too. Her hands tremble, face pale. I let the video play again, louder this time, so no one can ignore it. Gasps ripple through the small crowd. Friends exchanging glances, silent judgments forming. I watch her unravel, piece by piece, and I savor it, not cruelly, not beyond measure, but deliberately calculated. Every second matters. Every glance matters. The satisfaction burns, but I remind myself, this is just the first domino. The real game is bigger, wiser, darker. I smile. Slow, quiet, controlled. Consider this a warning, I say. Her eyes widen. She nods, defeated, silent, humiliated. The photographer packs up, still calm, professional. He didn't interfere, didn't embellish, just captured reality, the truth laid bare. I breathe in slowly. My pulse pounds. I feel the first real taste of victory. And yet, I know the cascade will follow. More friends, more reactions, more cracks and facades I've long observed but never acted upon. One revelation, one confrontation, the first strike. And it feels intoxicating. I glance around, surveying the room, faces frozen, whispers stifled, judgments forming. This is power. Subtle, precise, unequivocal. I tuck the phone away, safe. Evidence secured. Control secured. The first wave of justice delivered. And as I step back, letting the stunned silence fill the space, I realize this is just the beginning. The invisible is no longer ignored. And those who thought they could erase me will regret it. The fire inside me isn't sud quiet anymore. It steps hungry, sharp, insistent. I call the photographer early. We need more. Bigger, louder. Impossible to ignore, I say. Got it, he replies. Calm, professional, but I hear the eagerness beneath it. He knows this isn't just photography anymore. This is strategy. War. We plan. Every shot, every angle, every moment calculated. At brunch I arrive last. Perfect timing. Perfect light. I slip into the center of conversations like a predator stepping into her territory. Did you see the exhibit last week? I ask, laughing, leaning in. It was incredible. You should stiff gone. Eyes flicker. Whispers start. She notices me. She can't hide it. The photographer hovers subtly, snapping shots, candid smiles, gestures that seem effortless, but aren't. I'm performing, controlling, dominating. Every laugh, every glance, every subtle posture signals power. Later at the gallery opening, I let her walk in first, just to see her expression. Her face falters, recognition, unease. I glide past, smooth, confident, conversational, magnetic. Glad you made it? I tell someone nearby, voice low, warm. Couldn't sit imagine missing this night. She stumbles through a greeting, awkward, unequal. I let the camera capture it. Snap, snap. Every shared photo online is a weapon. Every post, every tag, every story meticulously curated. I dominate the frame, flourish in conversations, shine in the light. The ones who dismissed me before, they squirm, silently, powerless. At lunch the next day, one friend mutters, "She seps everywhere." I sip my coffee slowly, watching. Is that a problem? I ask. Innocent, playful, sharp. Their discomfort is delicious, small, controlled, undeniable. The photographer whispers, they suffer noticing, big time. I nod. Good. That seps the point. Even as satisfaction floods me, there's a tight knot in my stomach, a pulse of lingering insecurity. What if I overdid it? I think. What if this backfires? What if I look desperate? I push it aside. This isn't desperation. This is control, calculated. Precise, necessary. At the evening gathering, I take the floor in a casual conversation. I share a story, a witty remark, a detail only the crowd would appreciate. Laughter follows. Heads turn, I see her jaw tighten across the room. Really, she mutters under her breath. Too quiet for most, but the photographer catches it. I smile. I corner another friend in conversation. Did you see the new series I stepped working on? I ask. Voice low, conspiratorial. It steps, transformative. Oh wow. That sounds, they falter, unsure how much to say. They feel the shift, the unspoken power imbalance. Later, scrolling through social media, I see the images. Every post, every story, every tagged moment. It's my narrative now, my visibility, my voice, my story. They comment, they react, they try to insert themselves, but too late. I think back to the night I was invisible, forgotten, erased. Now, I dominate the frame, my presence undeniable, my impact visible. I catch my reflection in a mirrored wall, sharp, confident, dangerous. And yet, the old ache lingers. That quiet voice. Do they respect you? Or are they just scared? I push it aside. Respect or fear, it doesn't matter. Visibility is power, and power is mine. At dinner, the photographer leans in. They stir spiraling, subtle but effective. I grin. Good. Keep recording. Every move, every glance, every falter. I sip my wine, letting the warmth spread. Satisfaction. Sweet, sharp. Later, alone, I scroll through the photos, analyzing every angle, every expression, every subtle look of discomfort on their faces. Each image is a small victory. Each post a statement. I exist. I matter. I dominate. The photographer texts me later. Next event, ready. Perfect lighting. Everyone will see you. I type back. Good. Make it impossible to ignore. The thrill is addictive. Power surges through me, dark and steady. And yet, somewhere in the back of my mind, the insecurity lingers, always the whisper. Will it ever be enough? I close my eyes, shake my head. No, enough doesn't exist. It's about control, about presence, about rewriting the story that once erased me. And I will. I will dominate every frame, every conversation, every glance. They thought they could erase me. They were wrong. I smile, quiet, cold, satisfied. This is my story now. And the invisible, that girl is gone. I see her before she sees me. The main antagonist, the architect of my erasure, my invisibility. She hesitates, stops mid-step, that familiar arrogance faltering, a flicker of doubt in her eyes. Hey, can we talk? She asks, voice unsteady, too controlled. I nod. Sure, alone. We move to a quiet corner, away from the crowd, away from witnesses. She exhales, nervous, defensive. Look, I didn't step mean. I cut her off. Dawn stet. Save it. I step heard enough excuses. Her eyes widen. I didn't stet realize. Didn't stet realize? I echo, tone sharp. You orchestrated my exclusion. Laughed at me. Thought I stepped and never noticed. Thought I was invisible. Did you really think it would go unnoticed? She swallows. Twists her hands. I didn't set think things just happened. It wasn't set personal. You overreacted. I laugh. Low, controlled, bitter. Overreacted. I stem standing here, visible, dominant. Remembered. You thought you erased me, and yet, here I am. The tables have turned. Her face pales. She steps back. I didn't set mean it like that. I hold up my phone. The videos. The photos. Every staged moment. Every subtle humiliation captured. Every ripple I orchestrated. Evidence of her cruelty. I made it very clear. Every detail. Every reaction. You were exposed before anyone else even knew, I say, voice low, intimate. Do you understand what you underestimated? She trembles. Eyes dart. You planned all this. Every bit, I whisper, leaning closer. The whispers. The glances. The staged photos. The moments I made impossible to ignore, I orchestrated it. Every single piece. Her lips part. Words fail her. Shock and panic fight across her face. You sound Alders insane, she finally says. No, I reply softly. I sup some remembered, I sup seen, and you miscalculated. She swallows. Tears edge her eyes though she's trying not to let them fall. Guilt, humiliation, regret, raw and unfiltered. I didn't think, she stammers. I know what you thought, I say, voice controlled, almost gentle. You thought erasing me would be easy. You thought I was nothing, invisible, insignificant. She nods, voice small. I didn't know. I step closer. Now you do. Now you see how wrong you were, how easily you misjudged me. Her hands tremble. I never meant. I shake my head, cutting her off. Intentions don't matter. Actions do, and your actions. They laid bare. Everyone saw. Everyone knows. And you left with this regret, this understanding of what it means to underestimate someone. Her chest heaves, breath shallow, eyes glossy. She's finally human, vulnerable. And satisfaction surges through me, sharp, sweet, dark. But there's a twinge, a flicker of guilt, a small voice whispering, was this too much? I push it aside. No. Poetic justice doesn't come with apologies. It comes with realization, and she realizes. I underestimated you, she admits, voice trembling. I didn't think. Exactly, I say softly. Exactly. Her pride shattered, her defenses crumbled, and all I feel is the bitter, exhilarating satisfaction of vindication. I study her face, burned with regret, every line, every tremor, every faltering glance. It's confirmation. You thought you could erase me, I whisper, almost tenderly, but you can erase what alive. What real, what remembered. She bows her head, silent now, defeated. I exhale. The tension in my chest eases slightly, the storm inside me settles. And yet, I know this isn't the end. One antagonist revealed, one ego humbled. But it suts enough for now. For now, the invisible girl is gone. The seen, remembered, unstoppable girl, she's here. And the taste of poetic justice, it lingers. Sharp, satisfying, permanent. I step back, letting her absorb it. Let her feel the weight of underestimating me. The intimate clash is over. She knows I know. And the victory? Quiet, sweet, undeniable. The night arrives. The gallery is alive with murmurs, the clinking of glasses, the hum of curiosity. I slip inside, quiet, confident. The photographer is beside me, calm, steady. He knows the plan. I know the plan. I glance at the walls. Every frame tells a story. Every image, my presence, their absence, their hypocrisy, my resilience. Guests begin to notice. Eyes widen, a gasp here, a whispered, "Is that there?" I let it unfold. Let them absorb it. One friend leans toward another. She seps everywhere, and we weren't sept. I smile, faint, almost invisible, but it burns inside. Someone approaches, timidly. I, I didn't stet realize. Notice? I ask, voice low. Now you do. The photographs tell everything. The laughter at my expense. The whispered secrets. The glances that dismissed me. Every moment they thought I was invisible. Captured, documented, immortalized. A small crowd gathers. Their whispers grow. Questions, shock, awe. I didn't know, one admits. Voice barely audible. You didn't set C, I reply. Soft, precise, but now you do. The main antagonist stands across the room, frozen, pride shattered, ego crumbling under the weight of truth. She doesn't move, doesn't speak. I watch her, savor it. The photographer whispers, almost reverently, "They scepter reacting exactly how you wanted." I nod, inwardly shaking with satisfaction. Every photo is a statement, every detail, a weapon. A guest leans closer. Did you orchestrate all this? I smile, just enough to hint. I made sure the story was seen, the truth undeniable. Eyes dart from frame to frame. Conversations falter. Smiles freeze. Regret flickers. Admiration peeks through. I can step believe this, someone murmurs. She was invisible. And now, exactly. The thrill of control pulses through me. Not cruelly, not vainly, precisely. Calculated. Every reaction, every gasp, every faltering voice, mine to orchestrate. I let the silence speak. The murmurs rise and fall. The photos, my story, do all the work. Some approach to apologize. I didn't realize how you felt. I nod, calm. Not everyone notices until it seems impossible to ignore. Envy simmers in a few eyes. Admiration in others. Curiosity, fascination, respect. I step closer to a large photograph. My presence dominates the frame. Smiles radiant, confident, undeniable. I catch a reflection of myself in the glass. Sharp, powerful, seen. Is this all real? Someone whispers. Yes. I say softly, almost to myself. It's steps real, I steps real. And so is this moment. A group of friends edges closer. Whispers small confessions of regret and awe. I should have included her, one mutters. Yes, I reply, voice low, firm. You should have, but now you see me as I always been, not invisible, not powerless. The main antagonist finally looks at me. No words, just eyes, wide, vulnerable. The shift is complete. She understands she misjudged me, underestimated me, and the truth is undeniable, public, permanent. I exhale, feeling the last remnants of the old aches. Every slight, every whisper, every exclusion, avenged. A few guests offer admiration, tentative but genuine. You grown into yourself. I nod quietly. I had to. I glance at the photographer. He smiles. Silent acknowledgement, we did it. Every detail, every subtle orchestration, perfect. I walk through the crowd, feeling the full arc of power settle within me. Every eye on me now is witness to the truth. I am seen, I am remembered. I pause by a photo capturing the first moment they mocked me, juxtaposed with one where I now dominate, confident, luminous. I whisper, almost to myself, this is my story, my truth, my triumph. No one can erase me now. And the invisible girl? She sets gone. The room hums with awe, apology, envy, admiration. Each reaction feeds the silent, intoxicating satisfaction inside me. I step back, letting them talk, gasp, marvel. Let them feel the weight of what they ignored. Let them see me, undeniable, unstoppable. Inside I feel it, empowerment, catharsis, closure. I am no longer invisible, no longer powerless. I am fully, unquestionably seen. And the thrill, the quiet, sweet thrill is mine alone. The gallery lights dim, the murmurs fade. The echoes of gasps, whispers, awe, they linger in my ears. I stand alone for a moment, letting it settle. The satisfaction hums through me, low and steady. The photographer approaches, careful, deliberate. It worked. Perfectly. I nod, glancing at him. And you stayed loyal. Didn't set interfere, didn't set embellish. He shrugs, faint smile. I followed instructions, but you orchestrated all of it. I'll admit, I didn't expect it to be this intense. Good, I say softly. Intensity reveals truth. He studies me, and now, I observe, I reply. Calm, controlled, the fallout, the subtle shifts, the fear, the respect, the apologies, the envy. A friend sidles up, hesitant. I, I just want to say, I never realized. I tilt my head, letting them search for the words. Now you do, I say. And that matters more than anything else. Some faces are gone, some friendships shattered beyond repair, others linger, shifted, quietly watching, measuring me, cautious, respectful, perhaps even a little afraid. I let them feel it, let them witness my presence, unshakable. The girl they dismissed, erased, invisible, she's no longer theirs to control. I glance at the photographs, still mounted, each frame a testament to everything they thought they could hide. The whispers, the glances, the laughter, all immortalized. You've changed, the photographer says quietly. Not just in their eyes, in your own. I consider it. I have, I admit almost to myself. I've been hurt, ignored, dismissed, forgotten. But every moment, every slight, I turned it into strategy, into power. A pause. Silence. The weight of the journey settles in. And, do you feel satisfied? He asks. I smile faintly, dark and controlled. Yes, and no. Satisfying doesn't instead erase the cost, but it solidifies the truth. I am here. I am seen. I am remembered. The photographer nods, understanding the unspoken. Loyalty isn't blind. Observation is part of the pact, and he's now a careful ally, wary but committed. I walk slowly through the space, tracing the edges of the frames. Some images make me flinch. Reminders of isolation, of heartbreak, of the sting of exclusion. Others make me grin. Proof of careful planning, manipulation, subtle orchestration, evidence that invisibility is reversible. That the powerless can reclaim control. A side friend approaches, tentative. You've changed everything. Even for me. I see you differently. I nod, letting it settle. Good. Let it settle. Let it linger. That sep's part of this evolution. Inside, I acknowledge the darker truths. My obsession, the precision of my planning, the thrill that edged too close to cruelty. Yet, I also recognize growth. Strength forged from hurt. Clarity sculpted from betrayal. Strategy born from emotional scars. Do you regret it? The photographer asks. I shake my head. No, not the plan, not the actions, the cost, perhaps, but regret is instead helpful. It clouds the clarity I've gained. I step outside briefly, cold night air brushing my face. The city hums, unaware, unjudging. I breathe in slowly. The storm inside me has settled, transformed. I glance at my reflection in a glass door. Sharp eyes, calm demeanor, quiet dominance. I've reclaimed not just visibility but authority over my story, my narrative. Some relationships lie in ruins. Some shift subtly. Some will never see me the same way. That's acceptable, necessary. The aftermath is part of the triumph. I turn back inside. Guests have gone. The echoes remain. Photographs remain. Lessons remain. The photographer catches my eye, slight nod. You've completed it, but this is just the beginning of how they see you. I smile. Low, controlled. Exactly. And that is enough. I walk through the gallery one last time. Every frame a marker. Every memory mine. Every reaction, recorded and remembered. Heartbreak transformed. Obscurity reversed. Power reclaimed. I exhale quietly, dominantly. The invisible girl is gone. The girl who observes plans and claims her space. She is here. And this aftermath is mine. Stand alone. The weight of everything, the slights, the whispers, the exclusion, it's gone. I breathe, slowly, deeply. The photos, the gallery, the social media posts, the reactions, they were never just revenge. They were proof of patience, proof of strategy, proof that I am seen. I smile faintly, quiet, unassuming, but it carries all the power I've gained. No one is watching me now. No one is judging. Not really. And that sets the point. I don't need applause. I don't need their recognition. The world has already witnessed my presence. I catch my reflection in a glass panel. Sharp eyes, steady posture, calm, resilient. I let a thought settle in. I control my story now. The scars remain, subtle, invisible to most. They remind me I've survived. Remind me I've grown, stronger, wiser, unshakable. I run a hand along the wall, fingers brushing the images, silent reminders of my journey. Pain, heartbreak, rage, all transformed into something I can hold proudly. A quiet laugh escapes me. Not bitter, not dark, simply relief. I remember the nights of isolation, the self-doubt, the quiet spiral that almost consumed me. And now, I rise above it. I don't look for approval. I don't wait for acknowledgement. I am enough. Always have been. Always will be. I take one last look at my reflection. This is me, fully present, fully alive, fully visible. The invisible girl? Gone. The girl who observed, endured, and calculated. She remains, but she has evolved. I straighten my shoulders, step away. The gallery fades behind me. The murmurs, the whispers, the awe, they linger in memory, not in control. I walk forward, free. Every glance, every image, every reaction testament to my patience and resilience. I don't need anyone else to see me. I see myself. And that is enough. I smile. Quiet, confident, complete. I am left out no more. I am the author of my own story. And it's mine to write,